Hi everyone. Takes a moment. Oh, sorry. Tricky. Your breast or your life, he said. There are no other choices. I sat frozen. He just waited. The first words out of my mouth were, "I want reconstruction immediately." "I'm sorry," he said, "that won't be possible. You had a lot of radiation to your chest 3 years ago, and I don't think your skin will support a reconstruction. We have to wait at least a year, and then we'll see." Of course, I chose to give up my breast in order to save my own life. 10 days later, I was in surgery. When I came out of surgery, I was told everything went well. I didn't think so. I didn't die on the table, but I was now a one-breasted woman. The days passed. The doctor took off the big bandage. I didn't look. He put a little bandage on me and said, "Go home. You can take this off in 2 days." 2 days passed, 3, 4 days. I refused to look. I refused to acknowledge that that loss was real. But fundamentally, I am a realist, and I knew I couldn't go through a whole year not seeing. So I decided to look. I stood in front of my mirror, big mirror, lots of lights, opened my shirt, started to peel off the bandage, and what I saw was horrifying. A deep, red, angry scar from under my arm across my chest to my midline. I was hit by a terrible wave of nausea. The room started to spin, and I really didn't know whether I was going to throw up or pass out. In fact, I did neither. I curled up on the floor and just cried. The thoughts running through my mind: unlovable, untouchable. What man would want to get close to me, would want to hold me in his arms, would want to make love to me? I was just recently divorced, and dipping a toe into the dating world, I thought, not for another year, or maybe not forever. I thought about society's standards for sexy and attractive. Well, under 35, too late. I was 41. Tall, at least 5'7". Nope, never got past 5'4". Very, very slim. No, that wasn't me. I hovered around 120 for most of my adult life. How about blonde hair and blue eyes? When I was 41, that was really hot stuff. Ashkenazic genes, brown and brown. I just didn't make it. And finally, what was on that list of sexy and attractive was two-breasted. In order to make the list, at least you had to have 2 breasts. I was no longer anywhere on that list. How could I compete? Then things got worse. I went to a lecture given by a plastic surgeon who was talking about breast reconstruction. I didn't know that this was a lecture designed for other surgeons. The slides were awful. They were graphic and they were raw. And the terms he used frightened me. He called mastectomy a mutilating surgery, and he described the scar as the mastectomy defect. I ran out of the room feeling mutilated and defective. I stopped at the first telephone and called Anne and Harry, friends of my parents who wintered in Palm Springs. I was crying and describing the lecture, and they said, "Get in your car and get here fast. Don't think, just drive. Do it now." I hopped into my car, drove to Palm Springs, and was waiting for me in the kitchen with a salami sandwich on rye, which is, as you know, very close to the idea of chicken soup. And Harry wrapped me up in a big bear hug the very first man to hold me after my surgery. Till the day I die, I will always be grateful for that hug. Get a massage, he said. You'll feel better. Call the spa. So I did. Called the spa, made an appointment for a massage, drove over, and had second thoughts. Uh-oh, I thought, I really can't do this. Went over to the desk, spoke to the masseuse, big woman, and no spring chicken. I said, I made a mistake. I've had a mastectomy. I think that may really disturb you, so let's cancel. I'll pay you for the session anyway. She looked at me and she said, honey, I've been in this business 35 years. I've seen everything. Now get in there, take off your clothes, and lie down. You know, the massage was nice, but her words were important. I didn't scare her off, and a little piece of healing started to happen right then. A month later, I was staying at a hotel that had a big gym and a large spa, and for some reason I decided to go into the jacuzzi just like the other women, meaning without any clothes on. My heart was going 100 miles a minute. I was so scared at what I would see on the other women's faces. Would I see horror, revulsion, rejection, terror? As I started to walk down the steps, a woman called from the other side of the pool saying, "You must have had a fabulous surgeon." There was another piece of healing right there. Then I started to date a very nice man. And, you know, we started to feel some chemistry. And when we did, I said to him, look, I want you to know that a couple months ago I had a mastectomy. I don't have a right breast. I know that that freaks some people out. If you're uncomfortable about it, it's okay. No harm, no foul. We can stop seeing each other. He looked at me like I was nuts. He said, Ronnie, I like you. I'm not counting how many of what you have. I like who we are together. I look forward to being closer with you. And we did get closer. And the lovemaking was lovely. And the healing continued. There were many more good experiences, many more wonderful people who touched my life and who touched me. And finally, the year had passed. I was sitting in the surgeon's office. He had already examined my chest. My scar was no longer angry and red. It was a thin, thin, silvery line, barely visible. That side of my chest looked like a prepubescent chest without a nipple. Everything was tidy and clean. Big smile on the surgeon's face. Congratulations, he said. You are now a candidate for reconstruction. No, thanks, I said. I think I'll pass. What? I thought about it for a minute, and I said, you know, I've been through a very hard year, but I've learned a lot, and I've grown a lot, and I've healed a lot. At the beginning, when I looked at myself in the mirror, I saw a pathetic cancer victim. That's not what I see now. When I look at my scar, I see my badge. And when I look in the mirror, I no longer see that cancer victim. I see an Amazon woman. Thank you.